In Ghazal 1995, Rumi gives us a poem that shows that he has composed it in one of his most ecstatic experiences. He seems to be referring to certain individuals with very high spiritual powers, but he doesn't disclose their identity, to whom he refers to as bright stars. Let's see what he has to say about them. اینکان انجم روشن که فلک چاکرشان اینکان پردگیانی که خرد چادرشان. Here are those shining stars from whom the heavens serves as attendants. Here are those veiled ones for whom wisdom is but a mere veil. Rumi refers to these individuals as bright stars, underscoring the enlightenment that they have had. اینکان انجم روشن که فلک چاکرشان. These are the individuals that the heavens serve. They have cosmic powers. اینکان پردگیانی که خرد چادرشان. They are veiled. Their identity is not disclosed. One of the reasons he doesn't disclose their identity. But he says they have metaphysical powers. They have metaphysical beings, if I may, that using reason alone to understand them, to understand their powers is insufficient. That's why he says, اینکان پردگیانی که خرد چادرشان. These are individuals to whom wisdom, understanding, reason is but a veil. همچو اندیشه به هر سینه بود مسکنشان. همچو خورشید به هر خانه فتد لشکرشان. Like thoughts, their noble abode is in every heart. Like the sun, their army enters every home. Again, this shows how powerful whoever these individuals are. The access our minds, our hearts, they are like a light that can enter any house. In the previous couplet, he told us that they are enlightened, they have cosmic powers, yet they are veiled. Reason alone cannot understand them, but they have access to your mind, to your heart, and they are like enlightening individuals if they come to your house. نظر اولشان زنده کند عالم را در نظر هیچ نگنجد نظر دیگرشان. The first glance from them enlivens the entire world, yet no gaze can contain the depth of their second glass. In this couplet, Rumi refers to their life-giving powers. Maybe he's using this metaphorically, in which case he seems to be saying that these individuals have the power to transform you from your physical existence, from your physical life, unveiling, uncovering your spiritual self and taking you into that life. Yet again, in the first hemistich of this couplet, he said the first glance from them enlivens the entire world. So they have the power to revive cosmos. What does that mean? The closest thing that comes to mind seems to be referring to Ibn Arabi's perfect man, Insan al-Kamil, who is, by which he refers to the prophets, of course, starting from Adam, coming to the last prophet, whom for Ibn Arabi is the perfect man. He tells us in Fusus al-Hikam, that is Seals of Wisdom, one of his famous works, that the perfect man is the spirit to the world, without whom the world is but a corpse. The perfect man brings the cosmos into life. The perfect man animates the cosmos. My reading of this couplet seems to be referring to those perfect men, though it is only an interpretation, but it seems to be aligning with the couplet. These individuals that Rumi is talking about have the power to animate the cosmos, but they have metaphysical powers, because in the second hemistich he said, yet no gaze can contain the depth of their second gaze. One aspect of their gaze is understandable, yet another it's not. It is hidden, it is metaphysical. ای بسا شب که من از آتششان همچو سپند بوده ام نعره زنان رقص کنم بر درشان. Oh, how many nights I, like burning rue upon their flame, have stood at their door, crying out and dancing in ecstasy. This couplet reveals the intoxicating powers of these individuals. These are the individuals that bring divine love's intoxication to Rumi. represented by fire. ای بسا شب که من از آتششان همچو سپند. They bring the fire of love into Rumi's existence. They set fire in Rumi's heart, and anyone who understands spiritual truth. They set fire in their hearts, making them selfless, making them intoxicated. ای بسا شب که من از آتششان همچو سپند بودم نعره زنان. He's crying, he's yelling. رقص کنم بر درشان. And in that selflessness, they are dancing, which is the famous iconic dance called Sama in Farsi, that is iconically known by Rumi. The dance of intoxication, that is spiritual madness, in which they do not realize their individual existence, their individual self. گر تو بومی نبری بوی کن اجزای مرا بو گرفته است دل و جان من از عنبرشان. If you cannot sense their fragrance, then smell me instead, for my heart and soul are infused with their amber scent. This couplet seems to be saying that even if you haven't reached that level to get in contact with them, to experience them, to smell them, to smell their scent, which he uses figuratively here, by which he means to experience their presence. It says, smell me instead. I have their hue. Because I have been in their presence, I carry that scent with me. Because I have been with them, I carry some of that spiritual power. Even if you're at the initial stage of the spiritual journey, come to me if you cannot directly go to their doors, if you don't know where they are. Come to me and I will take your hand, which sheds light on the role of mystic masters on the spiritual journey. بر تو بس خشک دماغی به تو بومی نرسد سر بنه تا برسد بر تو دماغ ترشان. Yet if you remain too dry of mind, their scent will not reach you. Bow your head so that the moisture of their breath may touch you. By the dryness of the mind, he seems to be referring to rationality, meaning that if you're searching only through philosophy and philosophy alone, only through logic, if you are trying to understand and reach them only through reason, discursive knowledge, you're not going to be reaching them. Sarbene, in the second hemistich, he says, Ta beresad bar to damagh tareshan. Bow your head so that the moisture of their breath may touch you. Bow your head, he says, in front of these individuals. That is, be humble. Do not go around trying to prove and disprove everything philosophically. Be humble in their presence. Be humble before them so that you may understand them, so that you may reach them. خود چه باشد تر و خشک حیوانی و نبات مهنبات و حیوان و مهزمین مادرشان. But what is the dryness of moisture of mere beasts and plants? They are beyond animals and plants. That is, those individuals. They are beyond animals and plants, beyond even the earth, their mother. Through this couplet, Rumi is saying that such individuals are not bound by materiality. They have had, or they are living in the material world, but they are not bound with material existence. They have realized their spiritual powers, their spiritual selves. They have actualized that self. They have reached that self. So they are not bound by the mundane and trivial life that the majority are living in. همه عالم به یکی قطره دریا غرقند. چقدر خورد تواند مگس از شکرشان. All the world is drowned in a single drop from their ocean. How much of their sugar could a mere fly even taste? Drawing attention to their grandeur and the vastness of their knowledge, he says the whole world is like in a drop compared to the ocean of their existence, compared to the ocean of their knowledge. The drop is not comparable to that ocean. And how much can a fly feed on their sugar? Their knowledge, their status, their rank is so high spiritually that compared to them, it is only an infinitesimal degree of knowledge that one can acquire. Rationally, through philosophy we understand certain things, we can achieve certain things. Not everything is supposed to be taught by divine revelation. Philosophy can only take us so far. After some point there are limitations. You may be happy with that life, stay at the level that rationality alone, the five senses alone can give you, and you can live happily with that. But there are limitations, and if you want to transcend those limitations, these are the individuals that can take your hand and help you cross that red line. Through this poem, Rumi underscores the importance of guides on the spiritual path, but it's a hierarchy. You may not be able to, we may not be able to reach the top levels initially when we step on this journey, but there are people who are connected to the top ranks, and they can take our hands and help us fly, help us soar to their presence. If you enjoyed this episode, I invite you to watch our previous episode, which will shed more light on the understanding that Rumi is trying to gift us. Thank you for watching.